All right, here we go, folks. Right now. Unbelievable. All right. Well, not really much to speak of yet. So, I'll say welcome, and let's get this thing going here properly. Now, this is left over from last night, but sometimes it's how it goes. So, let's see Morant's Rant's response to Review Tech USA.
Hi guys, welcome back to Morant's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. So on the screen here, this is a guy named Rich, and he is Review Tech USA. There's over 1 million followers on YouTube, and he decided yesterday to make a video about GameStop. So, Rich, I'm going to watch this video and I'm going to educate you on what exactly is happening with GameStop, because you appear to be misinformed. But no cheap shots. No, just straight data. I'm too tired for it.
Straight data.
I did 11 miles this morning. But let's go ahead and watch this video.
Talking about GameStop USA again, but here is the thing. This is interesting.
Hey, Model 3.
This shows physically with video evidence that the writing is on the wall. I saw this coming a long time ago. It took a little longer than I thought. I don't want to see GameStop die, but reality is reality, and you have to accept it. Let's get into it. Why was I so serious in an intro? I have birds on my table and a horse. Skip it up and that up. So I don't need to tell you that buying physical games is a dying art. I don't know. Whatever, we'll go with that. If you actually look at statistics and numbers, which I'm doing right now, this comes from gamesindustry.biz. When it comes to PC games, which I already do this is globally too, okay? 98% of game sales for PC gamers is 98% are buying them digitally. 2% are buying boxed. I'd love to meet those 2%. Not that there's anything wrong with them, it's just like, I would just, but why? It's not even like, oh, my internet connection's slow. A lot of times there's no damn data or virtually no data on the disk anyway. So what the hell's the point? It's not going to save you any download time or...
So I'll stop right there. I absolutely agree with this. You know, I'm a PC gamer. I don't have a console that I play. Now I have 5 children. We have 3 PlayStation 4s, 1 PlayStation 5. We do have the Wii. We do have a Switch. We do have, I don't know, a Super Nintendo.
I heard that you got under his skin, too.
Nintendo original. I have everything I could possibly want on the gaming console side. But yes, on the PC side, you're absolutely correct. The unfortunate part where there's like a disconnect for you, but we'll keep going because I'm going to let you say your piece, but I'll show you the disconnect after. Remember PC gaming when we're done.
Oh, okay.
Download time.
All right.
And in the console market globally,
like he's going to argue that
72% of consumers are buying their games digitally. That is a huge number. And if you're a big box retailer, especially a big box retailer that main focus is selling physical games, see where I'm going with this? That's a very, very concerning number. Very concerning. Well, we actually got a vivid picture on how
before we go into your vivid picture, because he's going to show a video right now, guys, of an empty GameStop. Now, I've shown you numerous videos on my channel where we actually went to GameStop for the midnight releases, for Call of Duty, for Diablo, for it all. Zelda, sold out, you name it. Hogwarts, there's lines outside the door, wrapped around the building. It's absolutely phenomenal. But I didn't have to go that route. I don't want to show you the other videos like that, Rich. I'm sad for you because you have done minimal research on this. Like, I'll give you the example in the PC world, right? So we're going to go to GameStop really quick. And if you go to the actual GameStop website, which is zoomed in on my...
Yeah, let's use their data. Okay. Oh yeah, people are buying graphics cards from there. Sure.
To build a computer. So you need a computer to download those games. And you need accessories. And if I want to switch out the accessories of any game that I need, I
am not going to buy it from GameStop.
Come to GameStop.com and I'm going to be able to buy them. Just like I would go to Newegg or any other...
But that's not a physical store. You're not talking about a physical store. They have all these parts in stock at the store. Or are you buying it off their website? That's not the same thing. Apples and oranges. And I'm going to compare some of these prices too.
I guess Amazon as well, or BestBuy.com. But here you can buy everything you need: the power supply, the cooling source, the RAM, the graphics cards, and the processor itself. Everything's at GameStop. You can literally build your new computer at GameStop. So, yes, I hear where you're coming from about digital gaming. It's not something that I fear. You know, the thing in life about business is I don't run from things, I run at them. So I think GameStop does the same thing. They've changed the business model. If you want to buy a go-kart, you go to GameStop. If you want to buy a drone, you go to GameStop. If you want to buy a TV and a mount, you go to GameStop. So if you want to buy a PC or their components, you go to GameStop. The number one thing digitally for gamers, period, that you would have to replace are controllers. It's not new games, because you might find a game you love, but that controller will die on you. And it's almost impossible to find controllers. It's the number one replaced accessory. So you have to know that too. You can't just download games or go buy games, right? You actually have to have the console to play them. Last I checked, there's no PlayStation store or Xbox store. So the fact that GameStop sells more electronics, more gaming electronics than Best Buy, that should tell you something.
What? Where did this come from? Source? GameStop sells more gaming components than Best Buy. I'm not going to go search for that if he's not going to provide a source. I'm over that. That's a Russell's teapot.
And they do. Go look at the Best Buy.
As far as I'm concerned.
I've already done that part for you. I've done the homework. I see you have.
What a dick.
We'll keep going on with your video here. I'm going to skip this part of the other video because it has a copyright in it, and I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
He showed the video of the girl.
No video of empty GameStop because copyright, Manuel.
I'm in an empty store. It's empty all the time. Yeah,
right.
I know it is. We're going to have that conversation in a minute.
Wii Music has taken over for the Curb Your Enthusiasm ending. Remember from HBO?
No.
Like anytime there's a fail, they had the Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I actually want to tell you this. I've never seen one episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I mean, it tells me a lot about who you are as a person. Disgruntled gamer. I get that, but never seen one episode.
I mean, disgruntled gamer. He's not disgruntled. You're a disgruntled GameStop gambler. I mean, come on, dude. What if... What a goddamn...
Funny.
What a joke.
Yeah, as a music, the Wii Music has taken over for that.
This guy's such a joke.
You created Mii's. It's been a long time, man. The friggin' Wii came out in 2006. Cut me some slack. Now, in the comments of her video, there were other GameStop employees saying how lively their stores are. Let's take a look. Someone named Tyler here wrote, "The repetitive ads on the TV would drive me insane." And it has 2,667 likes of the time of me filming this video. I was in there for about 25 minutes the other day and heard the ad loop at least 3 times. Someone wrote dream job, except you have to tell people you work at GameStop. Someone wrote here, I love how I was constantly berated for being on my phone. Not gonna lie, you're at work. You shouldn't be on your phone all the time, even if it's dead, but in an empty store with absolutely nothing else to do. I don't miss that company. And someone else here wrote, who was another GameStop employee, the accuracy. I promoted myself to customer a few months ago, and it was the best decision, lol. Prepare for the GameStop Sims to find the comments. Are there really GameStop Sims? I don't...
Oh, yeah.
When I make these videos, people are like, oh God, Rich, look, I don't go to GameStop anymore, but you've been talking about GameStop dying since 2013. Well, yeah, because I saw the writing on the wall. I knew it was going to be a slow decline, but it's slower than I thought, but I knew this day was coming. I knew it was coming. As soon as I saw the push for digital distribution in the early 2010s, here we are. Now, if you want to go check out the GameStop video by Hot and Spicy Curry, I'll have a link to the Daily Dot article below in the description.
Okay. So let me pull this up here. This comparison I've got. Where is it? Crap. Hang on 1 second. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now, so this is interesting. Here we go. All right, this is GameStop. And we have this, I just picked a fairly affordable graphics card here to use as our comparison vehicle. But check this out. So this graphics card here sells for $379 on GameStop. Okay, $379.99. MSI, NVIDIA, GeForce RTX 3060, Ventus 3X, 12G, OC, 12 gigabyte, DDR6, PCI Express 4.0, graphics card, black, new. Okay, cool. He mentioned Newegg. Marantz Rants mentioned Newegg. Okay. Well, Newegg sells this particular graphics card. MSI Ventus GeForce RTX 3060, 12 gigabyte DDR6, PCI Express 4.0 video card. Same one. New, buy new. $298.99. That's almost $100 cheaper. So you could buy it for $370, almost $400 from GameStop.com. Let's see if they have it in the store near me. Not available, not available. Not available. This is not really near me, but it's not available. Not available, not available, not available, not available. So they don't sell this stuff in the store. So he was wrong. I mean, that's an apples and oranges comparison. But the bigger issue is from the site that he mentioned, you can buy it for almost $100 cheaper. $80 cheaper. I mean, unless this is not the same one. It appears to be the same one. I didn't change any specs or anything. It's the Ventus 3X, yeah? Ventus 3X, yep. Yeah, that's the one right there. Nope, nope. So, I'm not really sure what he's talking about. I mean, here's the thing. Maybe when it comes to buying these crappy stocks, people will, buy at the top, but I can't imagine you could count on people paying, $80 more for an item, and actually use that as a justification for the company is doing well. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. Let's see. Actually, this clock speed, this clock is higher. Yeah, this says 1807, and this says 1852. I mean, it's a shitty layout too on this website. This is so much better, the way this is broken down, put into a table. But, you know, I'm not going to, I mean, who's going to buy this from GameStop? Seriously. For real. Okay.
Description, her video is in there as well. I really think this is the death throes of GameStop. They tried getting into the mobile phone business. It didn't work. They tried getting into the selling old used consoles like retro consoles. That didn't work. They're trying toys now, because that's going to save them. That didn't work. They were going to try competitive game stores where people came in and played games competitively. Haven't really seen that even. I'm sure there's probably some test markets, but is that really going to save them? There's a lot of times you hear these esports teams that they're not making any money. So what's GameStop going to do? Are they going to magically make money off of it? I'm amazed that GameStop has lasted as long as it has. I thought they would have been at best maybe at Blockbuster's point when Blockbuster fully collapsed by this time. I'll give them that. But who's going into GameStop unless it's like select regions where you have bad internet? But like I said before, even if you have bad internet, the damn discs for the games don't really have data on them. Or they have just, you know, sometimes they'll have like a gigabyte. Or you have to download 30 gigabytes from the store, whether you're on PSN or Xbox Live, and then what are you going to do? You still have to download a bunch of crap, so what was the benefit of buying the disc? Okay, maybe you're a physical collector, you like the box art, that's really the only justifiable reason at this point. It's not going to help you with your slow internet, it's not going to help you with anything, and there's a lot of times they don't even include the damn game in the box anymore. The Switch was like one of the first where you went out and bought a game and you would just open up the box and get a digital code. So it was like, what the hell's the point? That was what really set me off. Between me and 2017 thinking that I lost all of my Switch games and games just not really coming on the disc anymore, or a disc or a cartridge not being included at all, depending on if you're playing on a home console or the Nintendo Switch. The hell's the point? I just thought to myself, especially on the Switch, I'm just gonna buy a big SD card, like I bought the 1 terabyte SD card, and call it a day. There's no reason to buy games physical anymore. Mostly, I should say. And that was GameStop's bread and butter. Especially during the 7th and 6th generations, man, they were making a killing with used games. They would buy the game from you, or you could trade in the game and get some more money, and you would get store credit, because if you got store credit, that means you would buy something else at the store, so they would incentivize you to do that. But even then, it's still, you were getting ripped off, and then they'd flip those games around and sell them for double the price. If it was a new game that you just bought for $60 and you're like, look, I want to trade this in, or I want to get money back for it, they would give you nothing, and then they would sell it for $5 cheaper than the new game was at MSRP. They were making buttloads of money with that, but those days are gone because no one's buying physical anymore. I just showed you the numbers. Numbers don't lie. So
I like that. Numbers don't lie. I've let you talk a lot here. I kind of.
Oh, here we go.
Apparently, you haven't.
GameStop lost less than 100 million less. He's gonna go. He's gonna go ahead with his number. Oh, get ready, guys.
I did my homework on you though, because before I make the video, I got to go do the homework. And you're right. You have been talking bad about GameStop for a long time. Kind of like one of your most watched videos. It's right here. It says a former GameStop employee shares his stories. And you gave them the pub, you got over 1 million something views on the video, and all they're doing is bad-mouthing GameStop and bashing it left and right. But that was
bashing it.
I know what you're doing.
Bashers.
Cool. You know, when you talk about games, just in general, just so you can understand the business model for GameStop, selling video
Like,
games.
listen to how condescending and shitty he is, so you can understand. Like this guy doesn't understand the business model for GameStop. His shrouded insults are just too fucking much. Like, this guy is the ultimate keyboard warrior. He's the ultimate insult you, in these shrouded, snide little comments online. Yeah, he'll do it online. I mean, who would take this guy seriously? Who would listen to any fucking thing that he says? Let me tell you how the business model, we know how the business model fucking works. They are a brick and mortar retailer. And now they have a website where they sell crap too, at inflated prices. So you tell me. Let's hear the business model.
Giving you value for something that you used is unheard of. There's not a single place out here in the corporate world that's going to give you value for something that you bought and turn buy it back from you. So you're crying about getting value for it. You can go sell it yourself. But see how hard that is. See who would want to buy it back from you at this premium price that you're trying to get.
Not a valid point.
All the groundwork for you.
Not a valid point.
Mad that they gave you $30 for your game and sold it for $55. Is that it? Did you think GameStop was a rent-a-center? But my other part about that too is you have a Switch, you have all the gaming consoles, you have monitors in your back, you have everything you want in your life, even a gaming chair. Do you know where you need to go to buy all of that? At the place that supplies all of that. But you're oblivious to this. But I'm going to let this keep going on because I'm going to touch on what really is happening here. We're almost done with this video game.
Amazon, Newegg, any site.
I don't know, man. It'll
not GameStop.
I know the whole thing with Wall Street.
Give me a fucking break.
Wasn't actually indicative of how the company's health was and how it was doing. That
sure isn't.
Some crazy ass anomaly because you had a bunch of retail investors trying to get back at hedge funds, and it actually worked. Some people I know, who the hell would have thought? Talk about a lottery ticket who had GameStop stock at that time. It blew up, and some people became millionaires. Who the hell would have saw that coming? But besides for that, the company as a whole is in deep trouble. And I don't even think we needed this video from Hot and Spicy Curry to know that. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out.
Hey, thanks, Rich. I appreciate you for signing out. But now that we're done with the bullshit, let's get to the real stuff, okay? So here's the part where you get educated, because I'm done playing your game. You literally don't know a damn thing about GameStop, but I'm going to educate you. So we're going to go ahead and
you can't just say you don't know anything about it. Okay, here we are in the fucking here we go.
Talk about first one we're talking about is gaming. How you just generalize that they don't sell games or they don't make profits off of games. This is the last 3 years, fiscal years for GameStop, hardware and accessories.
They don't make profits off of it, and then you proceed to show us sales. You're showing us the sales numbers. You're showing us fucking revenue. I thought you were talking about profit. Maybe he'll move to. Maybe he'll show
the bread and butter. By the way, software.
Show us the fucking
right. Isn't that what you said?
Show us the margin.
Toys. They try to do toys. What does it matter? Well, go ahead and look at this really quick. So as you can see, GameStop's
you're showing us revenue.
Accessories is flat.
Fantastic.
This year.
That's great.
It's a great number. $3 billion worth of product.
What are the cost of goods sold?
Where it dropped down about $190 million. But when you compare it to 2020, it's right on par with the drop off, about $170 million. But do you know what they increased that 170 that they're missing from the gaming disconnect that you see? It's right there. It's collectibles. So when you look at collectibles, about $140 million from year over year. When you take it to 2020, they're up $400 million.
No, they're not up. They sold that much more. That was the revenue. What was the profit margin? How much of that did they get to keep? I'm fully expecting him to go there next.
Category, period, for GameStop. So if you ever really want to know why GameStop's surviving and doing so well, it's because the business model works.
Doing so well. Listen to this.
It's an amazing business model, but we're going to go up so I can...
Oh my God. You are fucking ridiculous. Oh my... I mean, he's showing us revenue numbers that are lower. He's showing us revenue numbers that are 1%, 1.39% actually, lower. I mean, Okay.
Show you something that you're just oblivious about, but you know, you want to say there's so many stores and whatever it may be. Let's talk about how GameStop has 2,949 US stores. Total stores is going to be at 4,413. I got to go all the way down to get to the number. It's right about here. So 4,413 stores is what GameStop has. They previously had 4,573. They closed 168. They used to average, okay, and I even had to do this math for you, $1.314 million, okay? They increased that number by $30,000. This is per store. They are making more money per store with the ones that they have kept open. They have closed the buildings that are empty, as you would call it in that video, by Hot and Spicy Curry. They're making $30,000 more a year per store. Now, why does that matter? Because they're selling warranties. They're selling memberships. They are in business. They are making money. And there's an increase on every category I just named for you, year over year over year. You're oblivious. I get that you don't go to the website and you don't order things. You don't understand the transition that is, but they are flat on top line revenue while closing 168 stores. They make more money per store today than they did last year. There it is, 168 stores, and here's top line revenue, 5.9 versus 6 flat. Still almost $1 billion more than 2020. And why? Because what you don't gauge and what you can't figure out is when that store is empty, it's still open. It's still open online. GameStop.com is generating how much money? You have those numbers? Because numbers don't lie. You know what else doesn't lie? I'm looking at you. And I don't want to make the assumption that you're single or that you're not a father.
Oh my God.
I see a ring on your finger. All I see is a disgruntled gamer. That's what I see. I see a guy who got burned a couple of times on trade-ins and or just wants to pick a fight. Well, this is not the fight you're going to win. You made a video. It's getting views. You're a millionaire.
What the fuck?
With YouTube, you do whatever you want there. But I take my children.
What the fuck?
And it's the number one.
Fuck your children.
I love going.
Who fucking cares? What a fucking dildo.
We're gamers, and they're born every day.
You're not a fucking gamer. You are not a fucking gamer.
About what you don't get. But remember where you're getting your Switch. Remember where you get your PlayStation 5. And remember where you're going to get your PlayStation 6. I went and looked at your channel, and I saw everything you do. You badmouth Sony, Xbox. You badmouth every console.
Oh.
All of your videos are the same. This is dire. This is dire. This is dire straits.
Imagine that. Someone with all the same videos talking about how great GameStop is, saying that somebody else puts out the same video over and over. I mean, you can't make this shit up.
Same for you.
This guy's got to be a fucking joke.
You don't understand the investment that is GameStop. You don't understand the leadership and the direction they're going. But you're streaming. You're a streamer. Educate yourself here, please. Rich, GameStop's launching Player. You don't even know what that is.
Oh, Player. That's going to be it.
You want to talk about
That's going to be it, guys. Player.
It's infinite ways. But you got to catch up. And stop telling me who doesn't buy games and who does. And here's a percentage of shoppers. And no.
What, you don't care about the data? That's the fucking data. That is the number. That is the data. So you're disputing that then. Look at those lines under his eyes. It takes a toll on you being this big of a grifter. Marantz, you need to get some more sleep and see a dentist about that fucking lisp too.
Showed you the numbers.
We can go ad hominem if you want to.
Whatever they're missing on software,
fucktard.
They're making it up in collectibles.
No, they're not.
Hardware's hardware, babe.
They're not making it up in collectibles.
I'll see you at GameStop if you ever want to show up. It's going to be packed. Around the corners, midnight releases that come out.
What the fuck?
Just happened. Street Fighter just happened. What's the next game coming out? We can name them all. They keep coming. Diablo 4. Oh, I got to go play. Hey, Rich, educate yourself, though. You're embarrassing yourself. Peace.
Wow. I mean, that is delusional. That is what we call delusional. That's delusional. That's delusional. I want to highlight a couple things on the balance sheet here. If I can find it. So we have a couple things here. I'm going to switch to momentarily. Okay. So we've got GameStop here, and I'm just looking at, cash is lower, of course. But I also noticed that accounts payable was higher. So last year, or well, 2021, I guess, they owed 471 million. Last year, 2022, they owed 531 million. So that's higher. And then we have shareholders' equity and book value, which are pretty much the same thing. This is ones divided by the number of shares. So shareholders' equity is 300 million lower, which equates to a reduction in book value of over $1 per share. So working capital, which is current assets minus current liabilities, is about 300 million lower as well. So, I mean, the numbers don't lie. There's some stuff on the income side too. The profit margin, the operating margin, profit margin. Some people say operating margin as far as a comparison or a metric was better, but just looking at both here, operating margin and operating margin, which is operating income divided by revenue. Profit margin is cost of goods sold minus revenue, or the other way around, times 100. So the ratio. But basically, it improved last year, and we can go to quarterly, see if that's any different. Maybe it's frozen. Okay, so I wish that you could freeze these columns here, but it's okay. Profit margin, it's higher. Yeah, it's higher. But I mean, this is essentially what it was in 2021. And then on the balance sheet side, this book value per share, it actually came up in the first quarter of 2023, but it went back down. I mean, look at the working capital. It was 1.4 billion in 2021. Of course, yeah, but that's when their shares were the most overvalued. It's down to it's down under $1 billion. So, I mean, I'm just not seeing it. Just not seeing it. Now, let's stay on the GameStop thing real quick. We have another simp.
Yeah, I was lost. Didn't know what I was going to do with my life. Pandemic, and then the money fell from the sky, the gifted money. And I said, what the hell, why don't I invest it? I put it into AMC. I started listening to these dopers like Biggums and these fraudsters like Al from Boston and Lou from New York and all these different greasy characters. And it was kind of entertaining in the beginning. And then you found the guys like Trey Collins, who was supposed to be like as American as apple pie and innocent and kind and decent, turned out to be a real shitbag. And then after a while, I started saying to myself, my God, my butt hurts. My butt hurts. Do you know why? Because I'm getting financially ass raped by Adam Aaron. Adam Aaron. I thought he was our silverback. I was devastated. And then you know what a friend turned me on to? GameStop. Oh, man, my life is so much different. And I got an even better friend now than I did with Adam Aaron. I got a friend named Brian Cohen. Yeah.
Wow.
Buddy there. That's why he rides with me. When we ride around, we make
Wow.
about the future. He helps guide me. Some people have a little plastic Jesus on their dashboard. I got Ryan Cohen.
Hey, dude, why don't you go in the store? Let's see inside the store. Why didn't you go inside the store? Huh? I mean, let's see inside the store.
Jesus, no offense. Anyway, just thought I'd say hi. And hey, you know what? Are you tired of getting reamed in the ass by Adam Aaron? Go to GameStop.
Oh, there's somebody going in.
You can actually enjoy. And
I don't think so, though, because he walked too far over that way.
Potential?
He walked too far back this way.
Well,
He's going to the stores over here.
Go to GameStop. Shit, I heard you can buy a refrigerator online from GameStop.
Online. Good.
If that's true or not. Never had to buy one. But I do know that they're getting a very big letter from me, from Oliver's Papa, and it's going to basically suggest that they up their choice of sensory toys. If one in 54 kids is somewhere on the spectrum, that's a big market that they're not tapping into. Ryan, do you hear that? He's like, oh, Robert, Oliver's Papa, you are one of the smartest.
Robert, huh?
See, you can't beat this guy. Can't beat him. Anyway.
What? You can't beat him? What evidence is there of that? What has he done? What has he done? Wow. Okay.
I'm going to go and buy my son something. Okay? Have a
No, you're not.
buddy. Oliver's Papa here.
No, you're not, because, well, maybe you will. Maybe he'll get his son out of the car. That guy did not go into GameStop. I doubt it. Let's see where the store is.
Man, my life is so much different, and I got an even better friend. GameStop.
Maybe he did.
Man, my life is so much different.
Maybe he did. I thought the door was over for there. Anyway, one customer.
And
Can we see the parking lot at all? Not really.
With Adam Aaron. I got a friend named.
Sort of. I don't know what other stores are around there. Anyway, okay, you can't beat him. You can't beat Ryan Cohen. You just can't do it. It's kind of like somebody else that can't be beaten, or as it was said, you can't kill him.
You can't kill Michael Myers! It's impossible! But what you can do is buy AMC stock!
Thanks, Ape Father. All right.
Hey friends, welcome to Stocks and Crypto Plays. Quick thoughts on the AMC update right now. How's the price action going to go? Honestly, I think there is a good chance that we win the lawsuit, that Judge Dern says.
A good chance. There's a good chance. A good chance. Based on what? Based on the fact that you want to get views on your channel? 3,500 views in 6 hours? That's not bad. But what in the world are you basing this on? Great content.
Ape was illegal, as it was. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be saying that. We just needed a rule.
It is illegal, based on your professional legal opinion, okay?
That it was issued illegally. And she will cancel the reverse split and the Ape into AMC.
It's not, doesn't really work like that. It's not that easy. It's not really, I would be very surprised.
Hopefully, if she does do that, then we will get a short squeeze on AMC stock. It'll triple in price on day one as soon as she announces it, just from the D-dilution, because Ape diluted AMC. So from the D-dilution, day one, as soon as it's announced, AMC stock will triple. That's not a short squeeze. That's just a D-dilution.
What?
Price. Then we're starting to look at a short squeeze from.
Wow.
We can easily run up into triple digits. I know we haven't talked about that in a long time, but I'm telling you how it can happen.
Yeah, because the stock is in single fucking digits, below $5. And it's absolutely absurd to talk about triple fucking digits when you're not even over $5. That's why. Good Lord.
Add notifications, subscribe.
You can't even get through his normal spiel because he's so
potential price action. Now,
confused.
If we do win this lawsuit, that means Ape will go basically worthless. So keep that in mind too. None of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. These are my opinions, okay? But if we win this lawsuit, She cancels the reverse split. She cancels the APE into AMC dilution. Then you're going to see APE crash.
Yeah, okay, sure.
You're going to see AMC triple immediately and then do a short squeeze soon after that. Those are my opinions. Now, that's the scenario of the good news scenario. We'll stick with that one for now.
Of course. That's better for business, isn't it?
About that, do you believe we have a chance to win this lawsuit? I did a poll on Twitter, and I think it was like 58% of the people said, yes, we can win. Or yes, we
That's
will
low.
win. And
That's a low percentage.
After hearing the lawsuit, can we win? And they 58%.
That is a low percentage.
After hearing it, I heard it myself, and I'm even more convinced now we can win this thing. Okay, so what do you think? Talk to you soon. Have a great day.
Well, he doesn't realize that it would have that effect. I mean, the company can't raise money as it is. Yeah. Okay, here's one. Citadel finally fail. I mean, I don't even entertain those videos anymore, usually. Oh, yeah. Nope, we already had that one. Oops. All right, we got another simp. Simps all day, but I'll tell you what we're going to do first, though. Let's go back here. Okay. Dollar is making a run for it. That's bringing equities down, it looks like. Looks like oil had a little bit of a short squeeze here. There's MOAS in oil. But natural gas gapped way down. Futures are flat, pretty much. Pretty much flat. By the way, we'll be ending the stream at 8 o'clock tonight. 8 o'clock. We'll probably be doing some stuff tomorrow and or Tuesday as well. So here we go. Ape Nation will. Okay, we'll skip that. I don't really feel like getting copyright strikes over this nonsense.
Chilling on his 4th of July.
There we go.
You know what it is. Out here, you know, just vibing. Just got to smoking a little hookah, cooking on the grill and stuff, you know. Just relaxing, you know. It's been a minute. I know. Been very busy. Been living my best life, you know, getting a lot of shit done. Working hard, grinding hard. A lot of shit going on, you know. Just a lot of stuff going on, man. Getting to this money. You know, grinding hard. Trading. Just started a new company. CEO status, you know what I mean? You know, I got some chickens a few months ago. Got about 12 chickens right now. I was going to get like 3 more probably next week sometime. Gonna be getting my own garden started soon. You know, might as well.
Chickens. You know what? You know, you should link up with. I mean, I'm sure he's got a lot of good advice. Mr. Tony DeNaro, the chicken man.
All this land I got, you know what I'm saying? So just a lot of stuff going on, man. And like where I'm at right now, you already know my stance on AMC. If you've been paying attention to my videos earlier this year, you already know my stance. You already know what you should be preparing for if you haven't been paying attention. I'm glad a lot of y'all woke up. You know, I would say about 80 to 90% of the community has woke up now to what I've been saying for months. I'm glad to see that, you know. Let me start by saying this video is not financial advice. Anything I say in this video should be used for entertainment purposes only. All right, where do I begin, man? Well, let me just start here. The reason why I stopped making videos is because I feel like it wasn't worth my time anymore to continue saying the same exact things over and over again. You guys already knew my stance months ago. There was really no reason for me to continue to make videos stating the same exact thing.
Oh yeah, there is. Money.
For over a year and a half. It got to the point where it wasn't fun anymore. Started focusing on other things, and I'm glad I did because I'm in a much better position now than I was 3, 4, 5 months ago, whenever it was when I stopped making videos. Because I just shifted my focus to things I should have been focusing on, and it paid off big time. So I'm glad I did that. Anyway, okay, boom. So we started there. Next, I'm gonna go to how you can play this going forward, guys. Listen, a lot of you guys have woken up, which I'm glad about that. You see the fuckery. You see that Adam Aaron, your CEO, and the executive board of AMC has been putting their whole fist up our asses, the retail investors, this whole time. The checkmate was for us, so on and so forth. I'm not going to sit here and go on and continue on about Adam Aaron and that piece of shit. But let me explain to you guys what's possibly going to happen here going forward. Now, okay, we have the
Sweet.
We just had the hearing yesterday. Not yesterday. Well, Friday, I guess, whatever. Same thing. We just had the hearing Friday, so the judge, more than likely, I would say, is going to throw this shit out. And AMC is going to continue forward with their reverse stock split at some point in the next couple weeks to a month, couple weeks bare minimum. Okay, boom. Now that we're there, I'm going to tell you guys exactly what's going to happen, because I've been right, and I promise you I'm going to be right here.
Well, okay.
If you still want...
You've been right, so you'll keep being right. Sounds like a gambler's fallacy. Sort of. Past performance dictating future returns. Okay.
Ass. What you're going to have to do...
But, I mean, I can't really comment on his correctness overall. But I can say that, well, we've been right for 2 years. Anyway.
Is smarten up. You're going to have to smarten up, guys. All right? At this point, it is no longer about short squeezing the hedge funds. Retail investors have literally no more money they can put into this play to even force or cause a short squeeze.
They don't?
And the hedge funds have unlimited resources and can hold their short positions forever, guys. So it comes to a point where you have to be realistic.
Okay.
You got to be realistic about this. So with that being said, after the reverse split, we know exactly what is going to happen. There's going to be a share dilution. This is a rinse and repeat cycle. As I've stated months ago, this is a rinse and repeat cycle. What the share dilution cause? Stock price to go down. The rest of the remaining shares that you have left after the reverse split, you're going to see the value of whatever you have left diminish drastically. And when I mean drastically, I mean if you got $500 left, you're going to see it go to 50. I'm just going to be real with you. Over time, you're going to see it go to 50. After the reverse split, we're looking at a stock price somewhere in the $25 to $30 range, guys. Now,
yeah, I mean, after the reverse split, shouldn't it theoretically go up? I mean, before the dilution, I don't know. Bad back, what do you got?
If you want to play it smart, which what I'll be doing, because I'm going to have my MOAS, and I'm going to get it one way or another. So, like I've stated months ago, what you can do is ride with the institutions and hedge funds and Antera Capital and probably the AMC executive board as well. Buy puts. Ride AMC down and make that money. I'm going to be buying puts as soon. I'm going to put on starter positions as soon the first day of the split happening. When the split takes place and the stock price goes to $25, $30, whatever it goes to, I'm going to put on a starter position. Now, depending on what the stock does that day and a day or two afterwards, I'm going to add to my position. There could be a slight pop, or there could be a rapid decline as soon as the split takes place. If nobody's buying the stock at $4, they're not going to buy it at 25 or 30, guys. This is a rinse and repeat cycle. They're trying to raise capital, so they're going to dilute it, and the share price is going way, way down fast. It's just going to happen. Like, you have to be real. Okay, so $25 to $30. I'm giving you guys a game plan. I'm telling you guys exactly what the fuck I'm doing. You can take what I say with a grain of salt. Do your own research, do your own DD. But I'm telling you, the
problem I see with this approach right here, I mean, I do see a problem with it. I'm going to let him continue, though, and then I'll talk about the problem.
If you guys want to get that money and have your little mini MOAS in the next weeks coming, this is what you need to do. I'm buying puts, $25 to $30. It's the first day of the reverse stock split. Putting on starter positions. I'm going to be buying more on the pops, but if there's a drastic fall, I'm just gonna buy puts like crazy. I'm gonna buy puts like crazy. If it drops fast, I'm just gonna buy puts like crazy. And I promise you guys, within the first 3 to 4 weeks, the stock price will be half of what it started at. So if it's at $30, it will be $15 within 3 to 4 weeks. I promise you. You buy puts 2 months out, 3 months out, however you want to do it. I'm going to buy puts at least at the very minimum 60 days out. At the money, I'm buying them at the money, buying puts at the money 60 days out. You're going to see your puts print like crazy. We're talking about anywhere, depending on your exit, we're talking about you 10xing to 30xing your position. So if you got $10,000 to play with, you can make some money, guys. If you 10x, you're talking about $100,000 with just 10K. All right, so I'm giving you guys a game plan. This is my game plan. I'm laying it out. I'm laying it out there. You could follow along with me. I don't give a fuck, but I'm just gonna put it out there to the people. And I hope everybody's doing well. I know y'all miss me. I've been missing y'all too, but just understand where I'm coming from. I have my reasons why I stepped back from the shit. But $25 to $30, I'm putting on my puts. I'm putting my puts on. I'm putting my puts on. And I'm riding this thing down, guys. I'm riding it down. I'm getting all my money back that I lost and some. I'm gonna have my mini MOAs. Now, for the guys that don't feel comfortable buying puts on AMC, fine, cool, and dandy. Stay on the sidelines. I don't advise anybody to do anything they're not comfortable doing. With that being said, if you are considering buying puts on AMC, but you don't understand the options game, if you don't understand the options market and how it functions and how it works, I advise you to start educating yourself now as of watching this video, because right now you have bare minimum about 2 weeks before all this stuff takes place, guys. Now, there's a possibility that they could, the reverse split doesn't happen. It doesn't take place. It all depends on the judge, but I'm leaning a lot more towards them throwing this shit out and the reverse split happening. All right, so you have 2-3 weeks bare minimum before all this stuff takes place. So start educating yourself now. So you're ready to pull the trigger whenever the time arises. All right. You can set yourself up for a good rest of the year. A good Christmas.
Badback gets it.
If you play your cards right. All right. So now, for the people that, like I said, don't feel comfortable buying puts, I'm going to give you something else that you could do. Now,
short it.
Right now, as it stands, institutions and hedge funds are not buying AMC. We're talking about the long investors, the institutions that long, and all the big boys. They're not buying AMC right now because it's sub $5. This was once a company that was $50, $60, $40, $30, $20.
But they won't buy it when it's $25, $30 either, he just said.
And it's all the way down to $4 a change.
So
no institution in their right mind is going to buy this stock right now, especially with their balance sheet right now, with their financials right now. No institution in their right mind is going to buy this stock. So now, after the reverse split takes place, guys, if you want to go long and make a little bit of money, I'm going to tell you what you can do, and this is something I'm going to be doing as well. I want you guys to realize this is the stock market. You got to play it smart. Okay, I'm going to lay it out for you. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen here. After the reverse stock split happens and AMC drops, they raise the capital and they're able to pay off some debt, and they're able to put themselves in a better financial position for a possible turnaround of the company. Notice I said possible. For a possible turnaround of the company, you're going to have investors, institutions sitting on the sidelines waiting. And what they're waiting for is for AMC to go back down to about between $5 and $7. $5 and $7. That's the range, guys. So you want to start buying. Do not buy as it's dropping. Wait until it gets down to a consolidation period between $5 and $7. Once AMC gets down to $5 or $7, institutions are going to look at it as a buy opportunity, which is going to be kind of a gamble.
Sure.
But they're willing to hold on to it and gamble for at least 2 to 3 quarters to see if there's a possible turnaround of the company, because they want to get in at the ground floor and they're not going to buy it below $5. So they're going to look to get in. Institutions, you got to follow their money, guys. You have to follow their money. So the institutions are going to be, I'm telling you now, guys, I've been doing the stock market shit for a long time. I'm telling you, the institutions are going to wait and they're going to get in AMC probably at the end of the year. I'm going to guesstimate towards the end of this year, 2023, AMC is going to be between $5 and $7. That's when the institutions are going to start loading up on AMC. They're going to load up. So with that being said, when it gets down to that $5 or $7 range, in between that range, it consolidates, and then there's going to be a breakout period. We could see AMC pop and run to $20 plus. So in that $5 to $7
Okay.
range is going to be a good buying opportunity if you're trying to make some if you're trying to make some money. If you want to hold long term, that's on you. But if you're trying to make some money, between $5 to $7 is a good buying range for AMC after the reverse split and conversion. That's where the institutions are going to be buying at. Follow the money. They're going to hold those positions for 2 or 3 quarters to see if there's a turnaround. And if there is a turnaround, they're going to start buying more. But in that buying range, if you want to buy shares and also buy calls, that is the time to do it in that $5 to $7 range. I'm telling you guys now, I'm willing to bet $2,000 with anybody on YouTube right now. Everything I'm saying is 100% correct. Anybody can take me on the challenge.
Bbbyq.
I know. I'm telling you.
How in the
$5 to $7.
how do you know? You don't know.
If it gets to that range after the reverse split, that is going to be the best buying opportunity. It's going to be the best buying opportunity. Period. Point blank. Period. Point blank. Period. It's going to be the best time. All right. So after that, we can see AMC run to $20 plus. Now, if it gets to, let's say, 26, 29, 30, and it stops, and then you see like a huge, like 50, 60% retracement, it might be about time to get out. It might be about time to get out.
Never.
Because one thing you got to understand is the institutions are ahead of you. They're always ahead of you. They're always one step ahead of you. And they have access to information that you don't. By the time you get information, they've already got it weeks prior. So they're going to be paying very close attention to the financials of this company from the inside. From the inside, they're going to be getting information if this company's having a turnaround or if it's just going to be bad, and they're going to start selling. They're going to start selling like crazy. And you can see the institutional selling take place. When you start seeing millions of shares being sold at one time, like in a 5-10 minute period, these are
naked shorting.
Dumping. So when you start seeing that take place, you might be looking to get out. Look to get out after that. All right. So this is for the people that want to have them a mini MOAS. You want to make some 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, 100,000 off of this play. I'm giving you the blueprint now. All right. Because I love y'all. Because I'm doing this because I love.
Well, that's nice.
I love my subscribers. Y'all know I fuck with y'all heavy. I love y'all, and I hope y'all love me back, man. But anyway, I'm glad I got to talk to y'all. You know, at some point, you know, because I'm pretty much done with this AMC shit, especially after this.
But he's got to lead people to slaughter one last time, I guess.
My channel at some point. Probably start talking more stocks, real estate, crypto, investing.
Oh, so like a Donahue George type model. Okay.
That's the wave I'm on right now in my life. You know what I'm saying? That is the wave I'm on right now in my life. I'm going to be talking about the things that I am doing. You know what I'm saying? That I am doing. So everything from real estate to stocks to crypto to credit, getting your credit right, all those kind of things. All those kind of things. You know what I'm saying? We're talking wealth.
Because the people that follow his channel are going to need credit repair by the time that he starts talking about it. That's hilarious.
Silver, lands, you name it. Certain things taking place in the economic climate, in the financial world, on a global scale, everything, guys. I'm going to be talking about everything.
Yeah, you know, Bbbyq. They say, you know, sell when everybody's selling, right? That's the. Oh wait, never mind.
Like I said, man. I just don't see the need for me to continue saying the same things over and over again after y'all know my stance on AMC right now. So that's what's been going on lately. You know what I'm saying? That's why you guys haven't seen me for several months. So I give you guys a blueprint. Everything I say in this video is not financial advice. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. You guys do what you want.
But he said he knows. He made it clear to us that he knows that this is going to happen, which I don't think. You know, I mean, I don't trust anybody who says that, but certainly somebody like this with a track record. But let's talk about what's wrong with this strategy here. Let me get my screen set up here. So we're going to be heading over to Fidelity here for a second. And if you don't have Fidelity, I recommend getting it. Not even if you're not planning on trading with it, because the research tools are pretty good. So I'm looking at the option statistics here on the right side, and then on the left side, I'm looking at the volatility data, the IV data, implied volatility data for AMC. So, and what I'm interested in is this chart here. and I can't enlarge it. Well, actually I can. I can certainly do that. There we go. Okay, so we're looking at a 6-month volatility chart here, and this green line at the top is showing us the implied volatility, the average implied volatility for the last 6 months, and we can see that, you know, we get these basically pumps and dumps of volatility. Happened in February, happened in the beginning of April, and it's happening now. So we don't know when this action is going to take place. You know, assuming it happens over the next couple of weeks, there's definitely still room for this thing to go higher, this volatility index to go higher. So sometimes we do see it where it will pop up and then it will kind of pull back a little bit and then it'll shoot up again. We see that actually quite a bit over the last year or so. So this is, I zoomed into 3 months here. So we saw it steadily rising. Another place that you can view this data is on a website called volify.net. And this is volify.net, and you can put in the ticker here and it will tell you information about the implied volatility. And it says here, implied volatility percentile 1 year is 92. 92, what does that mean? That means that over the last year, 92% of the time, the volatility was lower than it is now. So in other words, it's high. The implied volatility is high, and we could see that on the other chart, right? We see it, certainly see it here. This is elevated from where it had been. Over the last year, 92% of this time, so the 8% really is anything above where it's at now, which is here and here. So that's 8%. The rest of this 92% of the time, it was lower than the level it's at now, which is indicating that it's high. Okay. Switching back to Volify. So, and we see that here as well. We see that this is similar to the chart that we've seen on Fidelity, with just the implied volatility. But here's the implied volatility percentile right here. So over the past year, it's telling us 91.6% of the time, or 92% of the time, it was lower than where it's at now. We're only looking at like 6 months here, so we don't see last summer, last half of last year, which was definitely low. Unreal Phil, okay, we'll get to him. Yeah, so the problem is he's going to be buying options at peak volatility. And the thing that the thing to know about options and volatility is that it directly impacts the price of options, like very much. So if implied volatility is higher, those contracts are going to be priced higher. But what always happens on these pumps of volatility, and then they eventually dump. So the problem, the fear here is that you would be buying put contracts at an elevated implied volatility, which, what does implied volatility even mean? You know, it's telling you an expected move in either direction, you know, based on the supply and demand of the option, and the supply and demand and the price of the option. So what we can see almost all, you know, usually when we see these increases in implied volatility is you look down here at the option contract volume, you see an increase in option volume. So, and now we're starting to see it here again. Even back here last August, when we saw this rise in volatility here, that was accompanied by this rise in volume of contracts. So these things kind of all play hand in hand. It's a differential equation that's used to model these prices, and these are inputs in that equation. But we're not going to get into that. But just know that if you bought, let's say, let's go back to the other site. If you bought put contracts, let's just say, I don't know, if you bought, let's say that you bought call contracts here. So this is what, in February, when the price was about 450 to 850. So you want to ride that up. So you bought call contracts here. Look at what happened to the implied volatility. It really went down by, a lot, while the price went up. So what does that mean? That means that those contracts, they probably weren't profitable. Now I'm going to look at that actually and see, because that's pretty bad. That is a pretty big crush. When you hear people talk about implied volatility crush, that's what they're referring to. So we'll see. We'll get in here. I don't know, February 15th or so. And I'm doing this over on Thinkorswim. So I'm going to pop over there shortly. Just trying to find the right day to get in here. Okay. Okay, so I'm looking at Thinkorswim, Analyze tab, Think Back, and we're going back in time. To February 15th, right here, February 15th. We're looking at some of these options. So let's see here. Let's say, so it really was the end, and I have to go to a chart here to get the price, but I just want to demonstrate how this can be detrimental. So this it? No, that's 22. Are we looking at 22 or 23? 23. Oh, okay. We need to be here, actually. I went back too far. Okay. So I don't need that. I can do this. Here it is, right here. No? Here it is, right here. It's this one. So I'm trying to get in here on the 14th, and I want to buy a contract. So here's the beginning of March. So we could easily do one for the end of February. So let's go back to Analyze, and we'll do, I don't know, the 24th. And I think it's going to go up. I don't know how much it's going to go up, but let's say, I'll go with the crowd. I'll go with the 550 contracts, and that's the 24th. Is that enough time? No, it's not. So we'll have to go with the first week in March. We'll have to go with the first week in March. So here, look at the volume, it's way lower. This may work out, it may not work out. Let's see. So we'll do this one here. That's 550. And actually, we don't even need to do that. We can just pull up the chart for it, I believe. Yeah. Okay, these contracts did explode. Where's the, shoot. What was the 14th? Okay, those are pretty good, actually. That actually would have been a good trade. going to have to find a better example. Trying to reference like 3 things here. So the next one, let's see, really the I'm going to go back to this because on the 15th, that IV was 221. One week later, it was 241. Now it's 127, but it's in the money. It's in the money. So that ended up helping us. And it ended at 379 on March 3rd, really. I'm not seeing that on the chart. I wish they had a IV history chart on here. Let's see, 228. Let's try a put trade on the 28th. Let's try this. 28th. 28th. To the 3rd. So we're looking at the 7.5. Oh, wrong side. So again, it went in the money. All right. This is what happens when you don't prepare. Because I never know what they're going to talk about. But anyway, I'll come back there. Puts are dangerous on this stock. Not because the stock prices hasn't gone down, though. I mean, let's not be disingenuous. Puts are dangerous because of implied volatility and stuff like that, but not because the stock price isn't dropping or hasn't dropped. In other words, if you bought contracts, you know, last year, end of 2021, that were far enough out in time, they wouldn't have been affected by any of this implied volatility, and you would have made a lot of money. Ape may be converting 1-to-1 to AMC, I heard. That's what the whole thing's about. That's the whole reverse split. Want to know when the court case ends? Well, I mean, it's not. The hearings are over, but the judge hasn't made a ruling. So, if you see Gary Gensler step down, videos report them as misinformation. Yeah, that's not. It's not true. It's not true. And like I said, the problem with the problem with options on these types of stocks is that the volatility is all over the place. That's the reason why I wouldn't suggest buying put options. But I mean, if you buy them out far enough in time, they won't be affected by IV the same way. So you might actually make some money, maybe a lot of money. So, but the case is still, it's not completed yet. So, like, let's go all the way out to, I don't know, January 2024, although that's not that far away at this point. 201 days. Come on. There we go. Okay. January 2024. So they're going to be expensive. They're going to be more expensive, but the IVs are going to be way lower. Comparing to July, yeah, generally they're lower. Look at all these $10 calls that are on the books for July 21st. $10. Kind of a lot of puts though too, for $10. Okay. Tesla going up steadily. Nothing goes up forever. The judge still has to vote, right? And I mean, it's good to be positive, but it's better to be realistic. Tesla is a scam. Don't let Model 3 dude hear me say that, but you buy, I mean, this is my opinion, you know, I don't mess around with it. Especially now. I mean, of course they just announced that they delivered record numbers, so maybe it will. If there is a correction overall, it won't matter. It won't matter. It'll be affected by that. I mean, for that matter, look at Apple. New all-time highs all last week. No thanks. No thanks. All right, getting back to business here.
What is going on, guys? RTY here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. I want to prep you before this week starts. First of all, the market is going to be closed on Tuesday, July 4th. Hopefully you guys all enjoy your weekend. It was a quick weekend, and the market also closes early Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. So wherever time you are in, that is 3 hours before market close. Now, there's a rumor that I want to clear up. There's rioting happening, and there are some numbers that came out. First of all, Tesla beat on their numbers, which could have a positive reaction tomorrow for Tesla. But stuff is happening with Twitter, and people aren't liking it, right? Elon is view limits and all this other kind of bullshit, which could essentially affect Tesla, Dogecoin, whatever Elon is associated to. The first thing that I wanted to touch on to start off the video is a tweet by the CEO of GNS covering naked shorting and fails to deliver in the market. Okay, before we get into all this,
oh boy, here we go.
Is if you find value out of the video or just want to support me, hit the like button. These Clearstream reports posted by West Christians show 2022 fails to deliver across EU, equaling 732 trillion, including all EU trades on US exchanges. Over 10% of all trades and over 58% of dollar value were settlement failures. West believes naked short selling is mostly cross-border to obscure paper trails. South Korea set up naked short task force that found 84% of all cases were from overseas. If the SEC were to set up a short sales task force like their crypto task force, my bet is they'd quickly find the same, and such a task force would be 100x the value to retail investors. So West Christian has been historically fighting against naked short sellers, against
that's what he says.
Corruption among short sellers within.
That's what he says.
And now there is a ton of data that found an obscure amount of FTDs across the board, specifically in the EU.
An obscure amount?
Exchanges. Over 10%.
What does that mean?
Of all of these trades, and over 58% of the dollar.
I guess 732 is an obscure number. I don't know exactly what he's talking about here. So now we're talking about Europe. Europe's the problem? Okay. All right.
Value were all failures, okay, of every single trade. This is some of the data from South Korea's task force that they found. First of all, South Korea's financial authorities have for the first time uncovered illegal naked short sellers who sell shares they don't own without borrowing them first and agreeing to deliver them at a fixed time. So this is something we talked about time and time again. They are agreeing to deliver.
They?
That doesn't.
Who's they? They? Illegal naked short sellers. Okay. When is this article from? But it says here, 52 cases were uncovered. Okay. But, I mean, okay. How many cases has West won? They're in trouble? I'm not going to ask if you're new here, but you know, or to the stock market, but trouble is a bit harsh of a word, probably. They're going to get fined, and it will be nothing. That's because that's what happens. This is white-collar crime. And I mean, unless it's different in South Korea. But we're not talking about North Korea. Yeah, what is the deal with those limits of reading tweets? I mean, okay.
Doesn't mean that they are delivering them. We see that the fails to deliver dissipate, and we're not seeing it in the price action. It's because they just keep bouncing and bouncing the clock, and now they found a total of $732 trillion. A total of 253 stocks were designated as
first of all,
this year, an increase.
First of all, well,
increase of more than 3 times over the same period last year. The FSS said it had investigated 76 cases of naked short selling and imposed fines on 33 cases since it launched a team dedicated to investigating naked short selling in June last year. Fines of 2.15 billion won, which is 1.6
pretty pathetic way to do it.
Imposed on
but I mean, let's start here. South Korea is not part of the European Union. So why are we talking about South Korea? That's South Korea is not part of the EU. Okay.
31 cases and fines of 6.05 billion won on 2 serious cases. The remaining 43 cases were subject to penalties. So what we see here is that they are making moves, and they are getting somewhere in exactly what retail thought was true is true, and they're finding that out. But not only that, it's getting worse on the other side of things for short sellers, right? For market makers, that they have to short.
Market makers are not, oh God. It's so confused. He's so confused. I mean, we need to go back. These guys need to go back to the basics and think about who is doing what and why. Like a short seller, for this purpose of this explanation, a short seller is a speculative trader. Someone who has decided this company is going to go down, so it doesn't make sense to buy the shares. It makes sense to sell them and profit off of a decline. A market maker, that's not what market makers do. It's not what market makers do. They don't speculate. In fact, they do the exact opposite. They fill the orders of retail investors' speculation. So yeah, they might sell you shares. Now they have a net short position on those shares. So what do they have to? You're going to offset that with a trade buying the shares, so that ultimately they don't want the price of whatever stock movement, and therefore your profit or loss on it, to affect them. That's the whole thing. They have to be there no matter what. They have to be there ready to buy and sell shares on 8,000 stocks, regardless of what happens to the price. If they were worried about losing money if the price went down or up, they wouldn't be able to do that. So they hedge and remain neutral. This is a basic concept. So you can't lump short sellers and hedge funds and market makers together. They're not the same. They don't serve the same purpose. They don't act the same way. They don't play by the same rules. And I'm so sick of this ignorant whitewashing of everything, making no distinctions between these entities, and talking about it as if it's all the same. It's not the same.
The amount over the same period from last year. Now, EU regulators, this is following up another tweet, seeing the extent of the issue, tried to put regulation in place to force banks to buy in on failures to deliver. Surprise, surprise, the banks managed to delay.
But they don't have to buy in.
Regulation indefinitely. This is something we see time and
because fail to deliver doesn't imply that you need to buy the stock. The problem is not with the person having the stock. The problem is with the buyer receiving the stock, and those are two different things. Those are two very different things. Most of the time, these types of things happen not because the shares don't exist, but because they're held somewhere else. They're under a different obligation. The settlement period hasn't elapsed for the shares to be freed to be delivered to the next buyer. So this is what they mean by administrative delays. And if you're lending your shares and your shares get lent out, somebody borrows them and they're shorted with, and you decide to sell your shares, that may generate a failure to deliver because the shares are somewhere else. It's not that they don't exist. It's not that you are malicious in wanting to sell them. It's literally that they have to be recalled from someone else's account and accounted for, and that may take longer than 2 days, depending on how the settlement periods line up. So there are a lot of reasons. That's one. That wouldn't require anybody to buy anything. You already have the shares. And there are dozens of other scenarios like that these clowns fail to realize because they think that market makers and hedge funds and short sellers are all the same. This is the problem with being ignorant. You don't know what you don't know.
And time again, the delay tactics from major
right. That's why they need our shares.
Major
exactly.
Institutions and short sellers. Now there is a rumor I wanted to clear.
He just did it again.
Revelation and
he just did it again. Listen
again. The delay tactics from major banks, from major entities, from major hedge funds, institutions, and short sellers.
No.
There is a rumor I wanted to clear up. In a stunning revelation, an anonymous official from the SEC has.
We know that this is false.
Resigning seems quite obviously to be fake news. Now, the reason for this is because
Dave Lauer
to pass rules right now that Virtu and Citadel are disagreeing with and have both put in letter to it. of course, 4th of July, where the market is closed. So
Good.
in the front forward. Food for long and gold thought. China and Qatar. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, my apologies. In December, the Chinese president suggested that Gulf countries should use the that wrong, my apologies. Attention to going forward. Food for long and gold thought. China and Qatar. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, my apologies. In December, the Chinese president energy transactions. He also
Okay, I don't care.
in which the system is 8 tons of
LNG is not long, it's liquid natural gas. Yeah, they need the real shares. I love that narrative.
elevated to widespread speculation about the true extent of its gold holdings. Change is currently in the air. Now, guys, before we move on with the video, down below, and now full internet blackout tomorrow. Before 10.
Oh boy.
Video of you all lottery stocks out.
Lovely. Okay. How about this one? AMC sold millions of shares
Friends, welcome to Stock
at a $12 discount.
AMC stock. Real quick.
Wow.
If you take a look at this, which happened in the past, you will see what would happen in the future. It shows you what Adam Aaron does. It shows you what the board does very precisely. You got to take a quick look, a refresher at this right now. Last time AMC stock ran up, what did they do? Take a look right here. AMC Entertainment, whose stock has gained more than 2,300% this year amid a rally of meme stocks, has raised $1.25 billion through stock sales this quarter. Movie theater chain will ask shareholders to authorize another 25 million shares at its annual meeting.
That was the one that they
AMC could issue
vehemently reacted to.
In 2022, the number is significantly smaller than a previously requested to authorize 500 million shares that was later withdrawn. The company pointed to opportunities such as debt reduction, investment in theaters, as well as mergers and acquisitions.
So if the shareholders had approved this, none of the ape shit would have happened. None of this, you wouldn't be talking about any of this stuff now. But because they were petulant and they thought they knew what would happen, they thought they could control what would happen, they denied the company the ability to do what it needed to do to sustain itself. And now the company is in trouble, and so are the shareholders. I mean, this is very basic. This is becoming a very simple story at this point. It has now become a very simple affair to understand, as far as I'm concerned. The shareholders fucked up, and basically, we're trying to punish the company and Adam Aaron in 2021. Well, that backfired. They thought that they could, I don't know, do something. It doesn't make sense either. It just doesn't make sense. You're weakening the company. You're increasing the validity of a short thesis by doing that. You've actually increased the likelihood of the price going down, because that does not reflect well in the future. If a company is like 3 months away or 6 months or a year away from bankruptcy with no ability to raise money, this is a very simple problem.
After nearly doubling, pay attention right here, friends, okay? Watch how fast these greedy...
And they're worried about dilution and calling them greedy. What am I missing here? I mean, this is brain dead.
Leeches act.
Leeches, okay.
Take
right.
everything from the AMC retail investors.
That makes no sense.
Take a look at this, okay?
No.
After nearly doubling to $62.55 on Wednesday, the company filed for a 11.6 million stock sale program Thursday morning. So on Wednesday, it doubled to $62. Thursday morning, AMC completed the offering in a matter of hours, selling stock in an average price of $50.85 a share. So they sold it at a discount, a massive discount, a $12 discount. They sold the shares. Not only did they sell the apes, they...
All right. Well, I can't see the date on this, but they're talking about July 29 being in the future. That's 2021. And of course, this is, I can't use that one. Got to go back to Thinkorswim. Oops. I mean, is anybody surprised that all this bullshit selling here at the end of the day on Friday was undone today? And this shit's just churning. It's just churning. There's nothing to see here. Nothing to see there. Okay. Oops. All right, here it is. I don't know what I was trying to highlight here, but all right, so the 29th is in the future. And it says that it doubled. I wonder if it was this day. No. What day did it double? Nearly doubling. A Wednesday that it nearly doubled. Okay. 62.55. 62. There's 62.50. $62.50 right there. Well, we could come over here. Okay, 62.50. And then the other price was 50 something. 50.85 a share, and that's an average price too. 50.85. No way I'm going to get that exactly on. Oops. Okay, and it has to be before this day. I mean, they have to be talking about this, right? They have to be talking about, this is the only day that it doubled, right? Was that a Wednesday? I think it was. June 2nd was a Wednesday. I thought that was the 3rd, though. No, it was the 2nd. Okay, June 2nd. That's all you would like? Only you know, 10 times higher than it is. What is the basis for that? There's no basis for that. I mean, unfortunately, I mean, that would be nice for a lot of people, but I just don't see it. So, oh, is it? So I think they're talking about this day. And the price actually did hit 50.85 on the next day. So I'm not sure exactly, and that was an average price. So meaning some sold higher than that, some sold lower than that. I'm not really seeing a problem. That was within the trading range at that time. So this is Wednesday, that's Thursday. I fail to see the issue. They weren't sold at a discount. They were sold at, you know, the price that was within the trading range of the day. So I'm no.
Sold them out and said, "Here, take a discount while we do it."
Jesus
That's what they did.
Christ.
It's a fact. It's not a theory. It's not a frustration.
Listen to this guy. He's sitting here saying this is a fact. Did you even look at the chart? See, this is the difference. This is the difference between these clowns and somebody who actually wants to know the truth about what's happening. And I'm sorry that it's negative. And I'm sorry that it's not telling people what they want to hear. You have plenty of channels that do that. Go to one of those if that's what you want. But the difference between these clowns and somebody who wants to know what the actual fuck is happening here, I'm going to go look it up. I'm going to show that. I'm going to go research it and look and say, no, whatever your name is, Chester, they didn't sell it at a discount. If they're talking about Wednesday the 2nd and Thursday the 3rd, it traded in that range on that day. So that's not a discount. That is, it's an average price, first of all, and it's not a discount. It's what it traded at that day. So, this is what's frustrating.
It's a fact. And it goes on to say, shares fell Thursday on the news and ended the day sharply lower. Some investors honed in on a warning the company, AMC Company, provided in its filing. Under the circumstances, we caution you against investing in our Class A common stock unless you are prepared to incur the risk of losing all or a substantial portion of your investment.
Did you listen to the warning? No.
Why would they say that in the 8K filing? Why would they say that? Because they were covering their butts, because they knew they were going to do some nasty dilution and people were going to get wrecked.
What?
AMC did go on to dilute more and more and more. And then also, by the way, Adam Aron sold massive amounts of his stock. I think he sold $100 million worth of stock, something around that amount.
No.
Sold it.
He did not sell at the top either. I mean, how uninformed, how misinformed can you be? Are you trying to set a record of misinformation here? I mean, holy shit. Do a fucking Google search. Do any basic research. This is garbage. I'm not like defending Adam Aron. Don't get me wrong here. I'm not defending anybody. I'm defending the reality of what happened. And it ain't what he said. It is not what he said. I don't know where he gets the ideas. I don't know. It's your guess is as good as mine. God probably tells him, you know, that's what he said. He said God told him one time, you know, God came to him in a dream or something. He had a nightmare, and then he made a video.
The bag and the retail apes that saved AMC, they lost everything.
Well, whose fault is that? Whose fault is it when you lose money? It's not the CEO's fucking fault. I mean, this is the biggest bunch of bullshit I've heard. This is quite possibly the most ridiculous statement that any of these clowns can make. Any statement that suggests that it's the CEO's fault when you are the ones who did not allow the company to raise money. And it wasn't that long ago that these fucking Muppets sat there and said, oh, AMC goes up when it gets diluted. Remember that? Remember that. These clowns actually sat there and said, oh, AMC is not like other stocks. It actually goes up when they sell shares. What happened to that? What happened to that? So you starve a company of its ability to raise capital in an industry that is already dying and suffering because of after effects from the pandemic. You starve that company from raising money And then you get mad at the CEO that you're losing money? Give me a fucking break. Seriously, this is fucking garbage. Fucking garbage.
Are now in 2023 of July, and you're asking, well, what's going to happen? Well, it's all based on this court decision right now. They tried to steal 90% of your shares like a thief in the night.
He thought that was a good one. That's got to be the second most brain dead thing these clowns say. Steal 90% of your shares. Your equity does not fucking change. And I saw a video and I didn't watch it. And I haven't watched it and I didn't even look at it on this stream. Maybe I should do it before I run out of time here. Donahue George saying, send me $100 and I'll send you back 10 $1 bills. Well, that's not how the fucking conversion works. That's not how it works. I mean, that's literally stupid. It's literally ignorant. Okay, I'm getting fired up, but this is so dumb.
Very close to doing it.
So dumb.
The judge says no. APE was issued illegally. APE was voted illegally. Only the common shares could vote, which is what the paperwork says. The original founding paperwork of the AMC stock. You cannot vote with APE, and APE was a scam, by the way. How are you going to turn preferred shares into APE? What the heck is APE? You can't do that.
Oh yeah, no, you can't do that.
You just arbitrarily.
You can't do that. You know that, right? Oh yeah, give me a fucking break.
A law that says each APE is worth 1/100th of a preferred share, so that you could create 5 billion APE. How sneaky, how nasty are those people? All right, so
what about
from the past?
I'm not even gonna.
The past becomes the future often. Have you ever heard history repeats itself? It happens all the time in the stock market. So be ready. Learn from this. Watch how fast these.
Okay, please don't tell me that I'm getting too worked up. Okay, I this is my fucking stream. Okay, I will get worked up if I want to. And if you were sitting here and actually did the research, which I don't think you have, but if you had, and you were in my position, you would be getting worked up too. You would be getting worked up too. So shut the fuck up.
Strike and be ready. Make plans now. So
I mean, this is complete fucking garbage.
I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, okay?
Yeah, no shit, because everything you said was fucking wrong. God fucking damn it. This is not okay. This is not okay. This is not okay. Let me, actually, no, Model 3 dude's got this.
Good morning. Did the shorts cover? No? What are we talking about? All right, well, quick disclaimer.
Did the shorts covered?
I'm not any of that. I'm a music producer that talks about my favorite stock.
A news producer. Okay. A music producer.
Frankie, I understand you're concerned about 1%ers and above 1%ers and all of that. But, I'm not afraid if they respond to me or send goons or whatever. Down here in Florida, as of yesterday, as long as you got your ID, as long as it's concealed, run up, get done up, boy.
Yeah, how is that not a physical threat? How is that not a physical threat?
Run up, get done up, boy. Anyways, but my thing is this: when you're doing your DD, right? When you find there's a problem, you want to find out what the source of that problem is. And some of you have been bamboozled by two particular tubers, okay, that are connected to JP Morgan.
Oh, fuck. Here we go. Here we go.
They already responded. You hear me, Frankie? They already responded. They sent these two dudes to be charming, to give out wild share prices, to, get you to that wild share price.
Who cares? Obviously,
to make executive decisions and then tell you that it's a terrible idea because you don't know what you don't know what the CEO process is because you're not a CEO, right? So you don't understand certain things, you know.
Oh, right, okay.
About this Antera deal, and just to simply put it, and I'm gonna explain this the best way I can, the street way, okay? Because I'm really from the street, not the motherfucker that claim he from the street. He ain't from no street, boy. Anyways,
yeah, he's talking about Wall Street. That's what he means by the street. He's talking about Wall Street, you fucking dildo. Wow, this guy sucks.
The best way I can explain this is Adam Aaron is, let's say he's a D-boy on the block. He got, you know, he got his bicycle, you know, he got his little dime pieces, and he's, you know, here you go, you know, he running to them cars.
God damn it.
You know what I'm saying?
Why do these clowns have to act like this?
You know what I'm talking about. And eventually he got tired of selling nicks and dimes. You know what I'm saying? He like, man, I need to make some real money. So he goes to the big boy on the block. Hey man, I know you out here serving, you feel me? But check this out. I need about 500 M's so I can survive in the street. And what the D-boy is saying is, all right, I'll give you 500 M's. You know what I'm saying? But see, what you're going to have to do is let me get some of your customers, bro, because I'm finna sell off like a motherfucker. Ain't nothing he can do about that. He like, damn, I really need them 500 M's, though. Because
no, thanks. I'm sorry, Model 3 dude. I can't do that. I can't do it. If there's a section that's, you know, better than others, you can send me a time code. But I don't have any use for that garbage.
Man, this Frankie, let me say I'm not.
But I guess ironically, I do have time for this garbage.
To advise anything that I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only. Whatever I say in this video is my opinion, may not.
I tried. I really did.
Buy, sell, or hold a stock. You know, because of anything that I say in this video, do your own DD. I'm just an entertainer on YouTube.
Have you noticed? Has anybody noticed that these guys are stumbling a little bit in their disclaimers? He's not the first to have done it. Donahue George did it the other day. They're having trouble getting through disclaimers. Yeah, I have no idea what he said either, and I don't care. And Bbbyq apparently did. And he says it's no way, shape, or form how that scenario works. So I guess Phil is not, he doesn't know shit about dealing drugs either, apparently. I don't know.
Shout out to Ape Nation.
I'm not qualified to make that determination.
It was good to hear from you. Look, in my opinion, our CEO, Adam Aaron, he'll never manage our stock in a way to the point to where,
well,
we'll have a short squeeze.
Well, that's a good thing. Quite frankly, for many reasons, it's a good thing. Because first of all, you don't fucking deserve it. You don't get to be this fucking ignorant and get rich with generational wealth. That's not the way it works. That's not how it works. And when it does, you know, that shit gets taken away from you as quickly as you get it. That's the way it works. Because it was obviously a mistake. Now, the next thing is the CEO does not manage the stock. I mean, this is another brain dead concept. The CEO does not manage the stock. The stock is separate from the company. And this is hard for people to understand and realize. But it is. The CEO manages, and well, he doesn't really manage either. He leads the company. He's not a manager. He's a leader. He defines the overall trajectory. He directs the management and acts as a figurehead, representative for the company. The buck stops with him. The stock price is determined by the market. I mean, again, we're back to basics here. The stock price is determined by the thousands or tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of participants in the market. Retail investors, institutions, high-frequency traders, market makers selling and buying on behalf or for retail investors, selling to them, buying from them. Or just private individuals trading, being matched with orders at prices that both parties agree to. Both parties agree to it. both parties, the buyer and the seller, they both agree, I'm going to buy it for this price. The other person agrees to sell it for this price. You know, incidentally, they're not the same price. They're slightly off because there has to be a spread between nobody's going to do this for free. Okay. So that's the market. The market determines the price. Supply and demand. How many people? How many aggressive buyers? How many aggressive sellers? And dark pools have nothing to do with it. But that's the way the price is discovered. So what does a CEO have to do with that? How can he influence that? Well, he can lead the company. He can lead the company to profitability. He can make the company make more profit. He can do a poor job and make the company lose money. These things will influence the way that the market views the future of this stock. That's what it is. That's what it is. So why are you mad at the CEO? Like, it's misplaced blame. Very misplaced blame. And you can't really be mad at the market. I mean, you can. You can be mad at the market, but it doesn't really do any good because you're mad at the collective price discovery that happened. And that's what the market says. So if you don't agree with the price of gas, you have two choices. You can buy gas at the price you don't agree with, or you can not buy it and wait for a different price to show itself. But are you going to get mad at the owner, CEO, manager of the gas station? Are you going to get mad at the CEO of the oil company? When in reality, it's the market that sets those prices. The market sets those prices. And that's different. That is a separate entity from the corporation. Now, we know that these guys aren't looking at this in a realistic way. So to me, it makes sense. You have starved the company of the ability to raise capital. The future is uncertain as much as they want to say. AMC is doing way better. AMC this, AMC that. The box office this, the box office that. They don't have much time left if they can't get an infusion of cash. They wouldn't have this problem if the apes realized this 2 years ago. But, you know, it's enough of this garbage. The Adam Aaron managing the stock. That's a great way for a CEO to get himself in trouble. It's a great way for the CEO to take his eye off of the actual ball and end up basically striking out or throwing a gutter ball because he thought he was managing the stock. No, that's not the way that they look at this. Okay.
Or Moaz. He's not going to do it. That's just my opinion. He does not want to see this our stock squeeze. He don't want it. And see, he's not going to do anything or manage this
Listen to this.
in a way to where it's going to hurt anybody on Wall Street or hurt his buddies. He's not going to do that. You see what I'm saying? See, he's not on retail side. He's on the side of corporate shareholders and short sellers. That's just
Welcome to the stock market, my friend. Welcome to the stock market. There's a reason why he's called an insider and you're not. There's a reason why he's an insider and you're an outsider. So what?
That's my personal opinion. So if us making money means hedge funds got to get hurt or short sellers got to get hurt, man, Adam Aaron is not going to be down with that. His lawyer.
See, and this is the problem. They're looking at this, and I've said this since 2021, since July or August of 2021. They're looking at this all wrong. They're looking at this as a fight between hedge funds and retail investors. And that is not what it is. That is not what it is. Hedge funds are trying to make money with an investment idea or thesis that they believe will be profitable. There was a time when retail investors thought that they could make money with a different investment thesis. But you're not fighting against each other, really. Like it's not about who wins. Because who would determine that? What is the threshold of winning? The name of the game is to make money. Make money. That's it. Nobody cares how you do it. Nobody cares if you buy or sell to make money. And each are equally valid ways to make money in the market. So what is the problem here? The problem is you didn't know what you were doing. You listened to people who didn't know what they were doing. Those people have since left, quite frankly. And they knew what they were doing at least enough to jump ship when they did. Trey didn't know what he was doing. But he made $1 million. Okay. But he knew enough to do that. He knew enough to jump ship. And how is this the CEO's fault? In fact, if you listen to everything he said, he talks about the danger, risk of bankruptcy. So what purpose does it serve for AMC's stock price to be artificially low? I mean, the insiders own shares too. They want to sell shares, issue shares at a higher price because that's more cash they're bringing in. It just makes no sense. It makes no sense.
To short sellers and hedge funds. That's just my personal opinion.
He thinks that CEOs would do things that would harm their company so that they can assist people trading their stock. I mean, Adam Aron may be a lot of things, but I don't believe that he is like a securities fraudster. I don't believe that he would sabotage and go rogue on his duties to assist a hedge fund. It makes no sense. There's no evidence for that. There's just all of these misunderstandings that all add up to you were so confused about why you're making money, and you refuse to acknowledge or even consider the possibility that it's actually your fault, that you have to blame somebody else. I mean, these are grown adults. These are grown men saying this shit too, by the way. These are supposedly grown men. And this guy was a fucking police officer.
And really, Ape Nation will inspire me to kind of do this video. So let's look at the judge. Let's say the judge does make a decision. She don't like the settlement. She dismiss everything. But the judge don't do a permanent injunction on the reverse stock split. You see what I'm saying? She make a decision. She don't agree with the settlement. She dismiss stuff or whatever. But the judge don't do a permanent injunction on the reverse stock split. Or nobody else nobody else filed a lawsuit or put a permanent injunction in on the reverse stock split and conversion. Then really, technically, if you ask me,
what will happen?
The only way, man, we can, the only way we can have a MOAS, because if don't nobody put a permanent injunction in on it, Adam Aron's still gonna do it. He gonna do it anyway. It's just a matter of when he gonna do it. So my
And
thing
why?
is,
Because if they don't, the company is kaput.
the only way we can have a MOAS, retail investors in AMC, because Adam Aaron is not going to help with it. 1%ers ain't going to help with it. Powers B ain't going to help with it. Ain't nobody going to help us. So the only thing that could lead to retail investors having a MOAS is if we have some type of black swan event or market crash. That's the only.
Oh, we're back to that now. We're back to that. And that black swan, that's not Phil's influence. That's Uncle Frank's influence. Come on. His last one didn't work out. The Russia coup. Oh, too bad. He thought it would. He thought it would be the one. Yeah, right. A black swan or a market crash. Okay, a market crash. I mean, we've had that. We had that last year and it didn't do it. AMC went right down with the goddamn market. So, no. Try again. Maybe the market pumping. Well, no, that didn't help either. AMC and GameStop did not participate in the last rallies. They didn't.
Ain't nobody going to help you with it. You see what I'm saying? And if you look at the corruption that's in our stock,
The corruption.
and you look at the fact that there's no law enforcement, nobody's going to stop the corruption. And if you look at the 1%ers, they're not going to stop making sure and stop manipulating the stock.
What? That you haven't even shown exists? The best that Wes Christian himself can do is show data from fucking Europe. I mean, think about it. That's the guy. That is the guy. The guy, the best that he can do is some fucking rinky-dink shit from Europe. Some Mickey Mouse bullshit from Europe. That's the best he's got. Okay, great.
And you look at, you got a CEO
That doesn't prove
that's not
anything.
going to say anything to him that, in my opinion, that may be possibly working with them. If you look at all that going on and you trying to have a MOAS, if he still want the reverse stock split, most likely he'll get the reverse stock split before we have a MOAS. So I'm saying, man, if don't nobody stop the reverse stock split and it's still on the table after the judge make her decision, for me, I'm going to have to find a way to get out of the stock. Because 9 times out of 10,
Well, it's easy.
MOAS before they do the reverse stock split. Because just because she disagree with everything.
What did he say?
Because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to have a MOAS before they do the reverse stock split.
9 out of the last 10 reverse stock splits did not result in the MOAS. Okay. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to have a MOAS before a reverse stock split. I mean, what an odd thing to say. Okay.
Because just because she disagree with everything and she dismiss it, it still does not mean that he's not going to do a reverse stock split. So what I'm saying, after the judge make a decision, and if don't nobody file no lawsuit to stop the reverse stock split, it's not a permanent injunction, and people don't rule that this stuff going on with him and Terry Capital is illegal, and they don't stop it right after the judge decision. If I don't see nothing pop up, man, I'm gonna have to make it. Look, man, don't do what I'm doing. I'm not a financial advisor. People's financial situation is different. Their family situation is different. People that put way more money in the stock than I've done. I'm just talking about me. I'm gonna have to find a way to get out of this stock after the judge make a decision if she don't do a permanent injunction. Because I know Adam Aaron don't care about how we feel. He don't care about how the stock split, affect.
And he shouldn't. By doing that, he would be violating his fiduciary duty. His job is not to care about your portfolio. I can't put it any simpler than that. It is not the CEO's job to worry about the portfolio value of his company's stockholders. Period. Ever. That is not his concern, and it would be absolutely inappropriate for him to do so. So yes, you're right here. He doesn't care, but he's not supposed to. And if you thought that he was, learn from this and realize that he's not. None of them are. That's not what it's about. Don't worry about that. Learn how to trade and invest and make money, which, requires sometimes just saying, hey, I screwed up here. I don't know. I fucked this one up. And it was my fault and my fault alone. Until you say that, you will never improve or get better, learn, grow, or anything. You will continue to make the same dumbass mistakes. Guaranteed. How do I know? Because I've done it. I mean, I believe everybody here probably has. I mean, speak up in the chat, but I mean, shit. If you never thought that you made a mistake, where the fuck would you be right now?
On that in court right now.
You'd be nowhere.
He's still gonna do it regardless. So I'm gonna find a way to get out of this stock. I'm getting out of it. That's just me personally. Because see, here's the thing. Just like, and we've been saying it in the Ape Nation Will, he said the same thing. I told you, my stocks are not going through a reverse stock split. It's not happening. But here's the thing, man, on the other side of that reverse stock split, and he said it, a lot of people said it, and I agree with it. People are going to get slaughtered through naked shorting and dilution. You're going to
fuck off with naked shorting.
You're going to get caught up on the other side of it. If it end up being $30, $40, or whatever it is, man, they're going to get slaughtered. So, like he was saying, and I agree, the wise thing, what I would do is, if you sold,
don't even do it.
Reverse stock,
don't even say it.
Run or something like that. Just wait till these devils and wait till these folks get through with all their dilution and let them short it all the way back down, man, to like $5 or $4 or whatever it is. And if you got some dry powder, drop it in and ride it back up and make your money back and get your money back. Now, might have to watch the stock. It may be a couple of months from now. It may be 4 months from now, but they're going to dilute that stock, in my opinion. Ain't no financial advice. They're going to short that stock down. Ride it back up.
Because it's not valued at $50. Because it's not worth $25. Like, I wish that they would understand why things happen. It's not because nobody wants you to get rich. It's not because they're hurting. It's because it's not an accurate valuation. Just like, would you go to GameStop and buy a video card for $379? Well, first of all, you can't go to GameStop and buy it. You have to order it from their website, which this is incredibly retarded of Marantz to say this. Would you be willing to pay an extra $80 for that item to buy it from GameStop as opposed to buying it from Newegg or another site, Amazon even, at $80 less? I would think 9 out of 10 people would want to spend less money and not more. So in other words, the valuation that GameStop has placed on that video card is too high. So are they going to have a lot of demand for it? Probably not. Because that's the way the market works. People don't want to spend more money than they have to. It's just like if that breaks down, which the apes have claimed that they were going to do it, why would anybody intentionally pay more for anything? That is pretty much contrary to the goal. It's contrary to the goal. And I think everybody else is operating on the assumption that you want to save money and you want to accumulate it. If that's not the case, then I don't understand what the fuck we're even talking about here. But the normal thing especially for these clowns, because they don't have an unlimited supply of money, would be to spend less, save money. Obviously, that doesn't apply here because people bought overvalued shares at all kinds of crazy prices. But in the real world, that's how it works. Let me say it that way.
Make you some money or make your money.
That's how business works.
But
That's how business works. It's just how it is.
Personally, like I told you, man, I'm not going through a reverse stock split. It's not happening for me. I'm not going to do it. So like I said, if that judge don't do a permanent injunction on that reverse stock split and don't nobody stop it, man, after that decision, Adam Aaron is going to do it anyway, man. I'm not waiting around too long to see when he going to do it or how he going to do it. I'm going to exit the play. It's just that simple. If he don't...
So he's going to sell for a loss.
And don't nobody stop it, man, I won't be in the stock that long. That's just me personally. That's just my personal feeling.
He'll be helping the hedgies. He'll be undoing everything that he's advocated for people to do over the last year and a half on his channel. So it'll all be for naught. Then is basically what he's saying. Good. That's great. Is this, we're almost done here.
Hey everybody, how are you guys doing today?
Okay, let's go back to the futures real quick and see that it's just, it's just going sideways. It's just going sideways. You have to take the loss. Not taking the loss is stupid. I mean, really, you have to take the loss. You have to acknowledge it. You have to move on. I mean, there's nothing wrong with taking losses.
I hope you're all having a good day. This video is going to show you everything I've been saying has been correct 100%, and they are cheating once again, and I want you guys to see that we
they're cheating once again. Okay.
Should have won. Libra change should have killed them. What's been going on for the last since 1980 is these guys have been making these swap contracts, burying all the dead bodies there, and they're opening these contracts without collateral. They're unsecured loans. And I've been telling you guys this over and over and over. They're just opening up ISDA contracts, collecting on the rates. And
this is like the poster child for paranoid conspiracy theorist, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, listen to this guy.
And that's it. And that's all they're doing. These contracts, it's hundreds and hundreds of trillions. We're in the quadrillions now. This is where they hide all of the dead bodies. This rate change should have killed them. I want you to listen to Gary Gensler here real quick, and I'll be right back.
Without taking collateral, or what's known as unsecured loans. And it became so popular over the years that it was embedded in literally hundreds of trillions of dollars of financial contracts around the world, well beyond those business and bank loans, even to your mortgages and car loans.
This is what I'm talking about, you guys. Everything is done in the back.
So 15 seconds of a clip.
Because now,
I mean, this is par for the course. Let's cherry pick 15 seconds from a fucking clip that's over 3 minutes long so that I can make a point with it. And maybe he's right, but it's not evident from what he has shown here.
What was going to have to happen is they were going to have to actually deposit these rates instead of this bullshit they've been doing before with no collateral. That is why I've been saying phase 6 should have been massive. So what do? They see that they're dead in the water. They don't have the money. 3.6 trillion was due of outstanding. What do? We go ahead and we issue a no action letter regarding this. Do not go after the people that cannot go under. Do not go after them. Don't go after anybody who fails to report. They go ahead and they issue a no action letter. Once again, they have cheated. I told you guys, these contracts should have collapsed everything, and they would have. Every time we're about to win, dude, they just completely change the rules. This is a complete fucking joke, and everybody.
So you can't win.
These Libra changes were as big of a deal. You can't win. I told you, there's hundreds of trillions in contracts, like I've showed you, that are unbacked because they didn't have a third party watch them. and they were backdoor handshakes. These swaps are a fucking joke. But I just want everybody to be aware of what is going on right now, because I can't post stuff on Twitter. Nobody's able to view things right now. But thank you for listening. Got to put a fucking end to this. Why have regulators if when it comes time to do your job, instead of doing it, you just do no actions? Joke.
I mean, it's not even what that document says. No action letter regarding certain Part 43 and 45 swap reporting obligations for swap failback provision under the failback provisions, as well as swap rates and referencing risk-free rates. The letter states, will not recommend take enforcement action against an entity for failure to timely report under Part 45 the change in a swap's floating rate. This letter covers those floating rate changes that are made under these provisions, but only in the event the entity uses its best efforts to report the change by the applicable deadline in Part 45, and in no case reports the required information later than 5 business days from, but excluding June 30th, 2023. Well, that date has already passed, and this was issued on June 29th. So they have 5 extra days. That's what he's bitching about. I mean, it says right there, by the applicable deadline, and in no case reports required information later than 5 days after June 30th. So, but I don't even know if he didn't highlight that part, of course. Biggins wasn't wrong. He was cheated. Robbed of his Phase 6 MOAS. Phase 6 is dead in the water. Imagine that. It is way too hard. It is way too hard. So I'm not going to do it. He wants it all to collapse. I mean, I don't know how to tell him this, but if it all collapses, and he still thinks that he's going to get rich, only the apes could think of something like this. Seriously. Imagine that. Wishing for a crash so that you could... I mean, I have to say that has to be worse than hedge funds. I don't see how it isn't. All right. Well, here we go. Where is it? So, yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow, but maybe we'll have that ISDA crash. Maybe they'll all decide to report their swaps, and they'll get hammered with fees or whatever the hell they get hammered with. I don't know. I don't claim to understand that. Hey, join the finance chat. Links in the description. And I'll see you next time. Probably tomorrow.